G'day guys, how's it going? My name's Ant from Gaming Antics, and it is Friday, which means it is time for another Games Haul video. We got 3 new games here that I picked up from Cashies today. One of them is extremely cheap, like extremely cheap, but all 3 of them are pretty good games, and I'm keen to add them to the collection. So let's see what we got this week. First up this week, we've got Medal of Honor Airborne. It is one of the classics versions, which kind of sucks, but at the end of the day, we're collecting. We can always replace it. It's fine. It's in there for the moment. Heroes jump, enemies fall. The first step is everything. You have full control from the moment you jump, steer your parachute, and start fighting anywhere. Upgrade your weapons, prove yourself in the heat of battle to earn powerful modifications for all weapons. Fight for victory online. We don't really care about that. And the last one's blocked out by a sticker, as always. So this one was $8, as you can see at the top here, and is a solid Medal of Honor game. Now, the Medal of Honor series was great. I really enjoyed Medal of Honor. It was my first war game. I know COD was the go-to for a lot of people, but I remember playing Medal of Honor Rising Sun, I think it was called, and that was on my uncle's original Xbox, I believe. And then eventually I ended up getting it on the GameCube. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Did it come out on the GameCube? I feel like I had it on the GameCube. Anyway, Medal of Honor was a great series, a lot of fun, really, really good war-style game. It's a shame that they're not still pumping them out. I really like the old school war games. Things like Call of Duty World of War, COD 1 and 2, great games. They were really, really good. And Medal of Honor was definitely up there with it. So one that I'm very, very keen to have in the collection, and actually forgot they were on the Xbox 360, so I'll be looking for more Medal of Honors. In saying that, we do have one down there already. I don't know what it is. I can't see it from here, but we'll check. Actually, I can check it up right now. So the one that we have down there is Medal of Honor Warfighter. So there's only actually one other Medal of Honor to get on the 360, which is Medal of Honor. Should I have a count of how many times I've said that name in this video? I feel like I've said it a bunch. But anyway, great game to have. Very, very keen to get back into that world and give it a shot. Next up for the pickups this week is the cheap one, and one that I'm really, really happy about, which is Fight Night Round 4. $1. $1. Now this, I haven't played number 4, but I've played number 3, and I loved number 3. I put so many hours into that game, and surely this can only be a improvement on number 3. I have heard people talk about this game as if it's one of the best fighting sims there is. I don't know. So you guys will have to let me know. One clean punch away from victory. Master the sweet science. A new gameplay engine delivers the truest representation of the sport's incredible speed, accuracy, and power like never before. Opponents adapt to you. That's cool. Gameplay adjusts to your strengths and weaknesses, forcing you to mix up your strategy to stay one step ahead in the fight. Authentic boxer styles. So be a brawler, a counterpuncher, or an inside fighter, and master distinctively unique styles that cater to your attributes. All new legacy mode. Move up the rankings as an unknown fighter, pumping up your popularity on the way to becoming a legend. Very, very good game series. I love the Fight Night series. And like I said, $1. You can't go wrong with $1, right? You can't go wrong. When I seen that, because initially I was like, all right, I want to get these 3 games. I was like, it's probably going to be about $25 or something like that. But when I seen that at $1, you can't complain, right? You can't complain. So the last one on our list for today is Aliens versus Predator. One that I've never played of and actually never heard of either. So this one was $10. Hunter, survivor, prey. Enter the most savage fight in the universe. 3 single-player campaigns and the ultimate multiplayer experience. 3 single-player campaigns. What does that mean exactly? What does that mean? Is it 3 missions or 3 separate campaigns? Because that makes a big difference, right? It's probably not going to tell me in the book either. We've got the Marine, the profile of the player you're going to be playing, motion tracker, hostile movement, weapons. There's some pretty cool weapons, equipment. I want to know what the campaign's going to look like. Predator. Oh, wait. Oh, do you play through as a human or a Marine, a Predator, and then an alien? Because that would be really, really sick. Yeah, it's got alien controls, multiplayer modes, Survivor co-op. Survivor allows 1 to 4 Marine players to enter an arena and cooperatively battle waves of progressively. That's kind of cool. Extras, Marine, audio diaries, Predator, trophy belts, and alien royal jelly canisters. Nice. When you complete each mission for each species. Yeah, so it's got 3 separate campaigns. It's 100%. 3 separate campaigns, which I'm assuming is going to be Marine, Alien, and Predator. Okay, I really want to give this one a shot. Let me know if you've played Aliens versus Predator. I love the Aliens movie, but the Alien movies a lot. Not a big fan of the reboots, like Prometheus and onwards. I don't know why, to be completely honest. It just didn't hit the same way that the originals did. And I rewatched the Predator movies recently and I still love them. Aliens versus Predator was fun, but it's not something that I rewatch regularly. But this actually does sound pretty cool. I'd love to play as the Predator. That's something that I'd really like to play as. But all up, all 3 games, we've got $19, which is not a bad purchase at all, considering someone bought this for Christmas for $19. So we got 3 games for the price of 1, technically. 3 solid games, and that brings us up to $149. So a couple more games, and we've got every Pokemon from the first generation of Pokemon. But yeah, we're almost up to that 150 mark, which is awesome. There's still plenty more games to get. And I'm working on a bunch of stuff in the background, trying to get some more deals happening. It's just not going the way I was hoping it would. So hopefully that comes about a little bit more moving forward. I'd really like to do a bulk order like we did when I went to Adelaide. I'd like to get a whole bunch of games to showcase. That would be nice. So I've been going back recently and watching a lot of stuff on Dark Souls and Demon Souls and some Elden Ring stuff as well. I've been seeing this really cool guy that does Invader stuff on TikTok. It's a lot of fun. But anyway, I've been seeing a lot of that, and it made me think about my first ever playthrough of Dark Souls and one of the bosses in particular. So the question of the week this week is, what's the most memorable boss fight you've ever encountered, and what made it stand out? What made it special to you? I'm not asking you what you think the best one is or what the internet says the best one is. I'm asking what is your most special one, and why do you feel like it sticks in your mind so much? Mine is Ornstein and Smaug. There was one point there where I was going to get Ornstein tattooed on my arm. I just love the character design. I love the battle. I love the layout of the area that you're battling them in. It's such a good fight. And it's one of the ones that sort of separates the early game from the late game of Dark Souls. It's that crush point in the middle. There's either you beat Ornstein and Smaug and you go through, or you get hard stuck there and you don't play the game ever again. I have had a friend who has done that. I remember the first time beating one of them and going, finally, he's down. And then seeing that cutscene, the other one soaking up the power, it just, I don't know. It was such a fantastically dark moment. But then I also remember the first time I beat both of them, and the feeling that I had, the relief, the excitement. It was just so much. It was probably one of the reasons I love the Dark Souls series as much as I do. It's a fantastic series, and that rush of endorphins you get once you've beaten a boss that you've been stuck on for hours on end is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So Ornstein and Smaug, probably my most memorable boss fight in my gaming career. I do have some others, things like Father Gasconi from Bloodborne. That was a fantastic fight. So intense, so well paced, such a good area of the game. Absolutely love it. Chaos from Final Fantasy 1. Final Fantasy 1 was one of the first adventure games I'd ever played. I played it on the Game Boy Advance. It came out in a 1 and 2 pack on the Game Boy Advance, and I'd never played anything like it. Prior to that, I was playing things like Mario or Super Mario Bros. 3, Mario Kart, Pokemon. So having boss battles weren't really that big of a thing. Like you could say there's some boss battles in Pokemon and in Super Mario Bros. 3, but it's not the same. Chaos from Final Fantasy was just epic. You spend that entire time playing through this amazing world and you get to that boss fight, and it is so difficult. The management of your characters needs to be, amazing. You're dwindling through all your health potions, all your magic to heal up your players, and my experience with it was so close. It was such a close fight. I think I did reload saves multiple times just to try and beat Chaos. It was fantastic. Definitely another one that I have fond memories of. And the final one is Fontaine from BioShock, another one that was almost an inspiration for a tattoo. Finding that out, the would you kindly situation, having such a guiding character throughout the entire game, just to find out that he's, brainwashed you and you're doing his bidding. That fight was just so bittersweet and just desserts at the same time. It was fantastic. I also love BioShock. It's such a good game. But the Fontaine fight was amazing. Absolutely amazing. That switch between Atlas and Fontaine, great. Such a memorable fight. I loved it. But yeah, so there's some of my ones. Let me know down in the comments what your most memorable boss fight is, and let me know why. I'm keen to know. After finishing Fable 3 last week, I have started my new playthrough, which is the Mass Effect series. So I've just started Mass Effect number 1. I'm about 3 hours into it. And for an old game, it's pretty good. It's really good. I've been enjoying it. I will be playing through all of them, including Andromeda. And number 1 and number 2 will be my first playthrough through those. So I'm really excited to, get into that and give it a proper shot. Number 3, I finished. And Andromeda, when I played it, had a lot of bugs, a lot of glitches. So I actually left it with a very, very bad taste in my mouth. So I'm looking forward to giving that a shot again. I do hear it's actually a pretty good game. So I'm keen to give that a shot. I will be playing that on the PC though. Last time I tried playing it on my one, it just wasn't the best. It wasn't the best experience at all. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm looking forward to giving it a shot properly. For Mass Effect 1, I'm surprised at how good it is. The combat seems really nice. The storylines are fantastic so far. The exploration's great. I like how there's not as much hand-holding as what there is these days. There seems to be a lot of hand-holding in games where this kind of just sort of sits you in there and you got to search around. There's no compass. There is a map, but it's not like you're relying on it constantly. So really cool adventure style, like exploration, I should say, not adventure. But yeah, I'm keen to see how it progresses. Well, I partially know how it progresses, so I'm keen to see how it gets there. And I'm not 100% sure, but I have a feeling that the stuff that you do in number 1 may affect your playthrough number 2 and then number 3. I might be wrong there. No, it has to be. I think I'm right because I do the same thing in Dragon Age 1 and 2, I think, maybe. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. So I know I said last week that there was going to be a Fable video out, but I actually got bitten by a spider on the weekend, so I haven't been able to edit as much as I wanted to. I've been feeling a little bit off a lot of the week, but I'm feeling better, so that is about 3/4 done. I just need to finish up the editing and then record the voiceover, and it should be out. So fingers crossed that's out before next week's episode. And yeah, plenty more ideas coming. Let me know what you guys want to see as well. If you've got any suggestions on some videos, playthroughs, or some collecting stuff, please let me know. I'd love to hear them as well. Anyway, that's all the time we've got for this week. 3 new games, some good games as well. I need to pop them onto the sheets, add them into the collection. And next week, hopefully we get another 3 or more. More would be nice, but we'll see what happens. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. If you are liking the content, please do subscribe and leave a like on the videos. It does help out a lot. And I'll catch you guys next week. And as always, enjoy your gaming.